Let me now quickly introduce our first guest this evening from Skymet Weather. I have got Jatin Singh. Jatin, good evening and welcome on Left, Right and Centre. Can we now safely assume, our correspondent has confirmed to us by speaking to authorities, that the worst is now over and that Mumbai was actually saved by a whisker, Jatin?
Absolutely. The worst is behind us. See, what happened was when we started off last night and say early morning, the expectations in all the weather models from all over the world was showing that the landfall was going to be somewhere here between, say, Alibag and Mumbai. Now, our estimates last evening was that it would be somewhere between Dahanu and Raigad, so somewhere between, say, here and here. And we were thinking, if you look at all the models before this, it was showing that the eye would be very close to Mumbai. That would have given it tremendous amount of destructive capacity. But what happened in the afternoon, say 12ish or so, or I would say late morning around 11:30 or so, we saw that the eye had formed, but it was much more south. It was about 100 kilometers south of Mumbai, and then it went straight into Raigad, even south of Alibag. Actually, Alibag is the area, but Harireshwar is where the landfall actually happened. And after that, it decayed rapidly and went this way. So it's about, it's at this location right now. It's going into interior Maharashtra, Madhya Maharashtra, Marathwada. Then it's going to go into south Itarsi and Harda and MP by tomorrow. So what it did was, in the process, it kind of completely bypassed Mumbai, and I have the data to show you that. So these are our automatic weather stations that are located in Mumbai, and if you see, if I was to show you the rainfall patterns over the last, let me show you last 6 hours, you see these yellow dots, and what you'll notice is that it kind of completely bypassed Mumbai, almost by a whisker, because had this been just across the creek from Vashi to downtown, you would have got some pretty decent, you could have got some pretty decent showers here or in central Mumbai and say Bandra and all these areas. But what it did was it went very fast, and this is the edge of it, and it went straight into this direction. And that is why we were and that is why it came close, kind of close, but it did not go right in to Mumbai city.
True, Jatin. Do stay on with us, Jatin, now, because, I want to understand very importantly the similarities or the differences between Nisarga as well as Amphan, because Cyclone Amphan is also too recent in public memory, and we must always learn from our experiences post a cyclone. So let's understand these cyclones. So you've got Nisarga, which originated from the Arabian Sea, associated with the wind speeds in the range of 95 to 105 kilometers, less stronger than cyclones originating in the Bay of Bengal, because usually it is said, this is just wisdom, not documented anywhere, but generally this is what people see, that along the eastern side you have more severe cyclones. A category 2 on a 1 to 5 of strength of cyclones is what Nisarga is, impacted the coastline of North Maharashtra and South Maharashtra. Now let's talk about Amphan. Its origin was the Bay of Bengal. It was classified as a super cyclone, a category 5 on a 1 to 5 of strength of cyclones, which means it was extremely severe. Then it was weakened to a category 4, which is extremely severe cyclonic storm. Even then, it was far more damaging than Cyclone Nisarga. Ahead of landfall, the wind speeds were in excess, and here lies the big difference, in excess of 180 kilometers per hour. In Kolkata itself, you had certain pockets where the wind speed was well above 100 kilometers per hour. Now, Jatin, how do you compare? I want to come back to you post this comparison. How do you compare these two cyclones? I mean, apart from what we've already shown, what do you think are the key differences?
You see, the first thing is that the frequency of cyclones in the Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal has gone up. Last year, there were 5 cyclones in the Bay of Bengal. That itself is a record. 2, we'll have to also see that the destructive capacity, and today we were lucky, but if you see what happened in Amphan, you had a super cyclone that actually hit the coast in Digha, which is about 100 kilometers away from Kolkata, but still it was still strong enough with winds of 120 kilometers to hit Kolkata and do tremendous amount of damage. We were somewhat, I mean, if I might say that there is a silver lining to this cloud, that we were in between the agricultural season, so you did not see too much crop damage. But there has been tremendous cost to life and property. And the fact is that the projections are that due to climate change, the frequency of cyclones is going to increase. And also what is important is India is a densely populated country. So, you know, it's not like the panhandle of Florida where you might, you know, if you leave Miami, there's not much for the Gulf of Mexico hurricanes to hit apart from oil infrastructure. Here there are millions and millions of people. I look at Mumbai, it's a city of 20 million right on the coast. So that's something, that's some kind of resilience we need to build for that, both financial and material.